People of the internet, your eyes are not deceiving you. There's not a typo in the title. Well, there may be. We've finally been able to get our hands on some original gear to install the Hicas lock bar tie rod install video. So first things first, if you've received and or desire a Hicas lock kit, you need to head on over to the product page on the website. Why, you ask? Because there we list absolutely everything you need to know. The ins, the outs, the FAQs, the assembly guides, and also this very fine video. This page gets updated the minute we get any form of updates, so there you go for your Hicas needs. Now, as we kick off this video, mentioning the product page that if you've already looked at yourself, you'd know that we offer two different types of Hicas deletes, where you have option A, simply deletes your OEM Hicas unit but still keeps your OEM inner tie rods, and option 2, that deletes your OEM Hicas unit but replaces the OEM inner tie rods with our toe arms. So, in today's video, we'll be covering deleting that pesky OEM Hicas unit, but retaining our OEM inner tie rods. But Dan, I want to delete everything. Are you not going to show me how to do that? Guys, come on, we wouldn't do that to you. We've covered deleting the OEM unit and replacing the OEM inners with the toe arms in another video, which we'll link on the screen right here. Don't worry, we've got you. One thing that applies to both videos is what to do with these dang hydraulic lines, in which we don't cover in the above video, but we'll be covering in this one. So with that said, let's jump into the install and start with these freaking lines. Alright, so if you're watching with an S13 and or R32, Nissan used more of a prehistoric approach whilst using hydraulics to engage the Hicas unit. Now our kit supplies two different types of block-offs, being either option A, the two silver bungs and black nuts, or option 2, being the black spacers, which gives you the luxury of blocking this B off wherever you deem fit and or based off of whatever amount of lines may be left on the car. Now, using this underside shot, you can see the Hicas lines run all the way from the front power steering pump and control unit all the way to the back, where the Hicas unit is in the back of the car, and there are a couple different mounting points for these lines that we can block from, so you've got options, son. If we were to start from the back of the car to the front, meaning we're keeping as much of the lines and junctions as possible for some reason, then you can simply remove the two hard lines that run to the Hicas unit and slip in the two silver bungs into the hard line. Then black cap over the top to keep them in place and simply tighten it down, zip tying them up into place for safety. Or if you were to move a little bit further towards the front of the car, just in front of the rear subframe, you'll find this lovely little junction right here. You can remove the two banjo bolts and washers, and with those same banjo bolts, you just need to slide the washer on the banjo bolt, then the black spacer with the washer on the other side, and that can be used in place of where that fitting was going to go for both fittings. Then you simply need to tighten them down, which seals the deal, as you can see here on the screen. This would allow you to remove those soft lines and the rear hard lines that went to the Hicas unit. Or if you wanted to save some weight in your race car, and I'm totally not doing air quotes there, or needed a new doorstop, Christmas gift, or paperweight, and wanted to remove that junction altogether, you can jam those silver bungs in the hard lines that do run to that junction. This can be done by loosening off both fittings, inserting said silver bungs, putting the black caps on each, and tightening them down. Then just simply remove that junction and all the rear lines that we mentioned earlier and use that as a Christmas gift for your favorite person, yay. And lastly, yes, you actually have a lot of choices this day and age. If you wanted to remove the hard lines that run all the way down the floor pan, you can go to the very front and disconnect the lines from the front side by loosening off these two fittings along with that small nut holding the bracket on. Pop those lines down and use the banjo bolts with washers on either side that we just mentioned. Tighten them down, cap those lines right off, and you're done with that. Then you could remove all the lines and junctions from that point all the way back to the back of the car. That's a beautiful thing. Look at all that weight you're saving. If you were to go anywhere further from here in the engine bay, it does get more in the weeds. So it just depends on how much you want to delete, as there are relief valves and more junctions and units and more fun. You can even remove everything and convert the steering rack to an S chassis steering rack that doesn't have Hicas. There are a bunch of different rabbit holes you can scurry down on the old internet, but for us we want to keep it nice and simple, so we've just blocked it at the rear junction, as we may be returning it to OEM one rainy day. And by one rainy day, I mean probably never. For all of the S14, S15, R33, and R34 dudes, you guys are the lucky ones, as Nissan decided to incorporate that little thing called technology, and you simply just need to unplug the Hicas unit and literally zip tie it out of the way. Alright, now that the hydraulics are sorted, we can attack the actual Hicas unit. Now, if you were keeping your OEM inner tie rods, then you simply need to pop the baby steering rack boot back. Oh, look at it, it's so cute. And loosen and remove the inner tie rod from the hex here and fit that up to the new lock bar, which is pretty easy, right? In our case, we simply couldn't fathom using the OEM inner tie rods. They do the job, and with the lights off, I guess they're adequate for some, but for others, they might be a little thin. We're going to install our own Hicas rod replacement kit that you can see floating on the screen. We just need some of that girth in our life, so saith some people. With that said, start by removing the plastic cap that is covering the rod end. Once that's been removed, pull back those split pin ears and whip that thing out from the stud. Then go ahead and loosen the nut that's securing the rod end to the studded bushing whilst leaving it on for now. And there are a couple of ways of unseating the taper here, with one of those being to use a 3-jaw puller, letting those clamp onto the rod and winding that threaded rod down, popping that off with ease. Then remove the nut and rod end itself. Now remember, you wouldn't need this if you were keeping the OEM inner, obviously, but being that we're upgrading the girth, we need to. Once that is off, go ahead and loosen and remove the main 2 bolts that secure the Hicas unit to the subframe itself. And being that we have already disconnected and blocked off the lines further down, we can remove those lines and the unit as one. Alright, now the next step is to get the lock bar and use the supplied black spacers. Go ahead and slip the bolt from the front to the back and the black spacer on the back side. This spaces the lock bar off the subframe and it sits perfectly where it needs to be. Now go ahead and fit the lock bar up, again making sure those black spacers are behind those bolts, then go ahead and tighten those 2 bolts down, torquing them to the specs shown right here. Now, being that we're fitting our Gktech Hicas tie rod replacement kit, we need to disassemble the bracket on said kit and get that main bolt, as this is what we'll be bolting up to the Hicas lock bar. Get your main bolt, and you're going to want to use a high quality thread sealant on the threads to make sure that thing goes nowhere. Where are you going? Nowhere. Once that's been done, head back over to the whip and throw the clevis up whilst making sure the clevis is dead straight. Go ahead and wind the bolt through said clevis, tightening that down to the specs shown on the screen. Now you're going to want to get the main Hicas tie rod shaft to screw that into the outer rod, giving that as much thread engagement as you can for now. You can leave it loose, as we will adjust it on the car. Go ahead and throw that thicky boy beefcake up onto the Hicas lock bar, winding in the bolt and washer from the front side and whipping up the washer and nut on the back side. Then sling that long and strong boy up into the knuckle and then wind on that nut to the stud. Now go ahead and tighten and torque that down to the specs shown on the screen here. Head back inwards and tighten and torque the bolt that runs through the clevis down to the specs shown on the screen as well. Now go ahead and sling that split pin through the hole, flicking those ears left and right for #safety. Finally, fit up that super rare end cap and tighten that screw down that secures it. Now that just leaves us with adjusting the long and strong boy as much as you need it. Now keep in mind, we already did cover a full install video on this Hicas tie rod replacement kit, which we'll link right here on the screen, which we do recommend giving that a peep to learn more on the adjustment side of things and all the other goodness and girth that those bad boys have to offer. The important takeaways from said video are making sure you have enough thread engagement. I've said that a few times before. Equally important is making sure that the bearing is running centrally and not cocked to the left or right, and is central. In our case, both of those boxes are already ticked, and we have a safe thread overlap. The bearing is indeed straight as our chi, and we are also eyeballing it straight for that alignment that is already booked in, because we're obviously responsible Nissan owners. So then the last thing to do from here is hold the hex on the main shaft and tighten that one side locking nut down, then hold the rod on the other side and tighten that locking nut down as well. The very last step being to top up any of the power steering fluid that may or may not have been lost along the way. And we're done. Way to go. You did it. The kit looks great, and I might add this is one impressive looking rear end. Your Hicas has been deleted harder than your ex's messages, and your lines are as blocked as that same ex probably is. You should probably check on that. And you no longer have an unpredictable rear end that's trying to steer you in all different directions when you're simply just trying to impress some dudes at a gas station parking lot. Speaking of impressive dudes, these videos wouldn't be possible without the crew, the clan, the band shown here. They throw these videos together to educate you and possibly entertain so that you know what you're doing. And if you ever need help in life or with cars, please seek the help of a professional. But if not, and you do get stuck, you can always reach out to us via electronic mail. We'll be more than happy to help out with cars, but probably not so much on the life advice. This has been Officer Dan, Johnny Caps, and DK with another one of the world's best how-to videos. Catch you on the flip side. Peace.